This video is going to explain how home pages are constructed. With our sites, each home page has a series of blocks. Each of these blocks is added to the home page to display a certain type of information. If we look at the structure of these blocks, you will see that it's laid out in a similar way throughout many of the sites that we create. The top block is the header block. This is the menu item block, so this is the main menu. This is the hero image. This can be a video or it can be still images with an overlay of text. This is the practice information block, the smile gallery, the services block, the team block, the testimonials block, content or blogs. This is the CTA block, specifically the association blocks. So it's any credentials or associations that the client might be associated with. And then this is the footer that has several blocks of columns in it. In order to add or edit information on the home page, you need to be able to access these blocks individually. The first thing that you have to do is log in. You can see I'm already logged in. If you have a video on the site, it's likely that the client will not want this replaced. If there are images on the site, you can go to Content, Add Content, and what I did was I hit Content and then hit the Add Content item here so that you could see all of the different type of content types that are available. This one called Slider is specifically for the home page slider. So if you have a client that has still images with overlays on the website, you would add the title as an example. You can hide that title or subtitle that you put so it's just a picture. And then there's going to be a call to action. So for instance, here the URL could go to the About Us page. And the link text could be learn more about our practice. And that will appear over the slide with the link going to that page. If, for instance, you had some promotional material that wanted to go off-site, you would click on this checkbox to make it go to a new page. For instance, if the client used scheduling software that had a different landing page, or a pharmacy option where they could fill out their own prescription medications, or any item that is offered by a third-party platform, you will want that page to open in a new browser tab so that we can track those off-site links. To add the media for that image, you will want to add the media here. You click on that button and you will select a file. You'll upload that file, and you will definitely want to title that file with an alt tag. And you will always want to add the alt tag for an image for what the image is. And then you'll save and select it. It will appear there. You'll insert the selected one. And then that slider media will be across the home page screen. It's important to understand that when you are adding images to sliders on the home page, that the sliders are responsively designed, which means you don't want to have the focal point be a lot of different images because it's going to resize based on whatever viewport someone is looking through, whether it's a mobile device or a tablet or a desktop with different size screens. It's more important to put images where there's maybe one focal point that you can center the image on, instead of, like, say, a huge staff picture where someone might be upset if they're cut from the photo. It's better to give the illusion of what you want for the picture instead of a specific picture that needs to be rendered exactly. That's the advice for slider media. And of course, if the slider media is going to look a certain way and needs to look a certain way in mobile, then you can add a cropped version here that's more like a square instead of a rectangle, and that will help. You'll just want to keep the slider format to default. Once you save that, that image will be then in the slider rotation. But because we have a home page where there's a video, we don't need to change any of that. If you did want to change what's on this video, you'll see once you're logged in that there's a pencil icon. And if I hit edit here, I can put a title and a subtitle over that video. And whatever I add here for text will overlay over that video. Now, obviously, I don't want to do that because this video already has some text that's in a part of the video itself. But if you have a client that does want to have a text overlay over their video welcoming people and surfers to their site, you can do that here and then save it. That is the slider block. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you up here these blocks in the header. You will see when I hover over these, a pencil icon appears. If I click on that and I click edit, you can then edit the information that's in that block. You'll notice that it's in HTML. Just be careful when you're doing this. Just make sure that you're editing the time and the days. It's the same for this. Again, we can edit this. Have a question? Give us a call. And you'll see that there's tokens here for the phone number and the click to call number. When we talk about tokens, that's a lot of information and probably best done for another video. Likewise, I have the social media links here. And you will see that the ones that are displayed are live. If you know with HTML, this means that you're commenting out this field. They don't have a Twitter link or X, so we don't have that in there. If we wanted to make that link, we could just remove these commented tags. You can also get to these blocks by going to the custom block library. In the custom block library, you will see these blocks and you will have the ability to edit them as well. In fact, all of the blocks that are on the home page can be accessed and edited from here as well. The only difficulty is that you need to know what the name of the block is. And so sometimes it's easier to just view it on the home page and go from there. Now we're going to do the same with the footer. You will see that this one is a menu link, and you can access that from here, and you can add items to it as well, or you can change those links. You can simply add a link to the footer menu by clicking on link. If you wanted to change this logo, you would need to do that from the Appearance tab under the theme. However, you can change the text for what is here right there. Likewise, any of the remaining information in the footer can also be changed by doing the same actions. Click on the Pencil tab, click on Edit, and you'll be able to edit any of these things here or add to them. Same with this and with the social media icons. Each block can be edited. you will see that a pencil icon will appear next to the block. When you click on the pencil icon and hit edit, you have access to the block and you can edit the content in that block. You may also notice that there is an image inside that block. You will see in the media area that you have access to that image. A good rule of thumb is to download the original image and view its pixel size, height by width. Use those numbers to create your new image that you want to replace. For other blocks, such as the services block, this is located under Structure and Taxonomy. Here I am in the Taxonomy menu, and we have this service category here. If I click on List Terms, you will see that each of these items is the taxonomy for all of the services. To edit the 4 services that are displayed in this block, you would want to quickly go to this URL, which is part of the taxonomy. But I have put it here so that it's easier for everyone to see how to get there quickly. Admin Structure Taxonomy Manage Service _ Category Overview. If I click on that, it brings us to the same place that we were before. It's good to bookmark this so that you know. If I edit one of these, you will see that this is published but is not a primary service. Let's look at what we have for the primary services. Sedation Dentistry. If I look in Sedation Dentistry, you will see that this is checkmarked as a primary service. And as a result, that is why it's displayed here on the home page. You can then edit whatever you want in this section, including changing the image, which is located under Term Image. They should be a square. If you want to switch out whichever item should be elevated to this section, you simply do that by clicking on the primary service button. We've already gone over the footer, and we've gone over the header. We've gone over the hero image, welcome to our practice block, the services block. We have not gone over our skilled team, testimonials, blogs. And the reason for this is because each of these is self-explanatory from the content type itself. In order to elevate a person to the home page, you will see that when you edit their bio, in the promotion options, these 2 items are selected. It's these 2 items that elevate the team member's bio to the home page. It is the same with the content type testimonial. If you want certain testimonials elevated to the home page, you simply have to ensure that it says promoted to front page. Blogs. Let's see. Not promoted to the front page. and it isn't. So remember, if any of the content types for blogs, testimonials, or team are not promoted to the front page, it's because you haven't selected promoted to front page. So make sure to do that. Now let's talk about this section here. This is commonly referred to as the associations block, but it can be slightly confusing because it's also known as a call to action, or CTA. As a result, if I go into content and I filter for CTA, you will now see these associations that are in the block. I'm going to look at ADA, and here you will see the title, the link, and the media. And this is important. It's category associations. That is what promotes that item to the associations block on the home page. If you want to remove one of them, simply unpublish it. It's good to unpublish them instead of delete them, because then it just removes it from the block. If you want to add a new one, you simply add content CTA, title it, put the link in, link text you don't really need, but CTA category must be associations, and you need to add the media. Now it's important when you add the image for an associations block image that you consider the fact that all of the images are resized based on the height, because we want an even appearance along that block. So let's say an image is very vertical. It's going to be resized down to the largest pixel size based on what the common height is. So if you have a client that has an associations block image that's very, very vertical, first find out to see if they've got maybe another version of that logo that is more horizontal, because then it will look more even across the board. If not, then it's simply going to have to look the way that it looks in this area. So for instance, here you can see this one looks quite small in comparison to these, but see how the height is all the same. That's what's going on there. Whereas this one's quite good because this is next to this. If it was under it, then it would be quite small like this one. So that's why that's happening. I hope that helps explain how the majority of the home page can be edited. The only remaining items on the home page are in the menu bar. And the menu bar is specifically very involved. And I will make another video based on menu items if it is needed. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can reach out to support@geniusplatforms.com.